You know, we at the State Chamber put together a blueprint for Virginia with over 7,000 participants. We've had over 23,000 businesses join the Virginia Chamber, almost 1 out of 10. And we've just been recently voted the most influential business advocacy organization in the Commonwealth of Virginia. We are looking for a number of initiatives within the Commonwealth and in Richmond, but we as a business community are also looking for help from Washington. And when I'm asked what kind of help we need from Washington, I'll just touch briefly on a couple of topics. The first is we really, in our blueprint, talked about an all-of-the-above approach for energy supply and energy production. And because of that, we're supporting exploration of our natural energy, and potential is for offshore natural gas as well as for oil. We're also supporting the Atlantic Coast Pipeline, which could be a transformational project for us to bring new power and clean energy into the Commonwealth of Virginia. And we're also asking that our members of Congress support lifting the ban on export on oil. We're also asking you to consider the importance of trade to our businesses as we go through a transition of defense spending into non-defense spending and diversification and building on our strengths. You know, 95% of the world's population lives outside the United States. 80% of the growth will occur outside the United States. So what you can do as members of Congress to help us with trade is very, very important. Supporting the Trans-Pacific Partnership, as well as supporting the Export-Import Bank, which helps over 150 companies in Virginia, would be very important. Obviously, we know nothing happens until something moves, and transportation is critical for our success as a Commonwealth. Your support for an ongoing long-term transportation system is very important. And just a couple of other points, and we communicate with you regularly on this. We really need an immigration system that works for Virginia and for this country. One that keeps the best and brightest and most talented people here, and one that keeps us safe as a nation. We know this is very important today, and we appreciate your leadership on that effort. And something that you've all been working hard to do, and that is reducing the impact of these burdensome regulations on small and medium-sized businesses. Regulations can stifle our business growth and has arguably been one of the most suppressing things in the last 7 years. Our number one issue continues to be workforce. We know we'll be whatever our workforce allows us to be in this Commonwealth. Investing in education and investing in workforce training are number one priority of the Commonwealth business community. So please continue to support initiatives and smart investments in education, because it will allow us to transition into the future in a more competitive way. With those few ideas in mind that we've communicated to you in writing, we're going to hear from members of our congressional delegation, and then I'm going to recognize others who can't speak throughout this program. For purposes of accommodating schedules, Senator Warner's agreed to yield to Rob Whitman for just a few minutes in order for us to, you didn't know that, but I've been told Senator Warner's agreed to yield to Rob Whitman. Let me just say this about the Virginia delegation. This is a delegation, and I talk to CEOs from other state chambers around the country, and I hear a lot of strife occurring between their delegation across political lines in House and Senate. I do not see that in Virginia, and I just would like to give a round of applause to every member who is here for the cooperation.